Okay. What is it called? Blah, 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 blah. Wait, no. Blah, 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 blah. Long-winded explanation. Right, here we go. Hey fellow fiction fanatics, I'm Chase. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my Christmas book haul. So I'm going to be talking about all the books that I was given for Christmas. Alright, so I have quite a few books to talk about, so let's get into it. So I'm going to start with the books that I've already read and loved. And the first one I'm going to talk about is Your Welcome Universe by Whitney Gardner. This is the story of a deaf girl named Julia who just so happens to be a graffiti artist. A tagging instance gone wrong, having to leave her deaf school and instead go to a mainstream school. And there she learns that she's not the only vandal in town, and she's trying to figure out who's tagging her work and somehow making it better, but she has like a tag war going on. And it was a really cool story. I love the deaf representation, and I have been dying to get this book, and I'm so happy I finally have it. The second book I'm going to talk about is The Witch Boy by Molly Knox Ostertag. I absolutely love this trilogy. It is a fantastic graphic novel. This story is about Aster. In his family, all the boys become shapeshifters and all the girls become witches, but he aspires to be a witch. It's just a fabulous story that I absolutely fell in love with. I think these books are amazing. I just need the second one now and I will have the full trilogy, but I've been looking for these everywhere and I am so happy that I have them. Molly Ostertag is definitely my favorite graphic novelist, and I have loved reading these books and I'm so happy that I have them in my collection. And the third and final book that I've read is Dear Justice by Nick Stone. So this is the story of Quan, who is writing letters to Justice as he's in a juvenile detention center. He tells his story and this felt so real and I loved it so much. I thought Dear Martin was fantastic. I loved it, but oh my gosh, was Dear Justice amazing. It is the sequel and far more people need to read it because it is outstanding. And if you read Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas, there is a reference to Dear Justice in there, and I have been saying how these are so alike. I just flipped out when I saw that because I love these two together. They are fantastic. Please pick this up if you haven't read it yet because it is just superb. Alright, on to the books that I have not read yet, but am very excited that I now have them and have the opportunity to pick them up that much sooner. So the fourth book I'm going to talk about is The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. So what I know about this story is that there's a village who leaves a baby in the woods to sacrifice to the witch. But the witch who lives in the woods is just a nice old lady, and she has no idea why these people keep leaving babies. So instead she takes them in, feeds them Starlight, and then finds them a family that will actually love them and take care of them. But one day she accidentally feeds the baby Moonlight and it gives them powers. And she decides to raise this child. So that's really all I know, but I am excited to read this. I think this cover is beautiful and I'm very much looking forward to this story. And the fifth book I'm going to talk about is As Old as Time by Liz Braswell. This book is part of the Twisted Tales collection, which is where a Disney tale is turned on its head by a simple question. And in this book, the question is, what if Belle's mother cursed the beast? That is an amazing premise. I am very much looking forward to this one because that sounds amazing. How do you fall in love with someone you know is related to someone who did this to you? And the beast definitely looks really scary right here, and I am very intrigued to see what goes on in this book. So hoping to get to this one very soon. The sixth book I'm going to talk about is by one of my all-time favorite authors, Rick Riordan, and that is Daughter of the Deep. I don't really know too much about this. All I know is that this has to do with like a marine biology school that has nothing to do with the Percy Jackson universe, and that it's by Rick Riordan. That's really all I need to know because I will pick up anything and everything he writes, and I'm excited to jump into this and see what I think. So definitely looking forward to this one too. And the seventh book here is a Rick Riordan Presents book, and that is The Cursed Carnival. It's written by Rick Riordan, and as you can see, many other authors. But I am definitely looking forward to reading all these short stories and seeing what this is about, but I'm thoroughly intrigued and I think this cover is stunning and it definitely makes me want to pick it up. The eighth book I'm going to talk about is My Contrary Mary by the Lady Janies, aka Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. This is the first book in their Mary series. I absolutely loved My Lady Jane. My Plain Jane wasn't my favorite, and I'm going to be reading My Calamity Jane very soon. I am so excited for this one because it's back into the Lady Jane world, and this book features Mary, Queen of Scots, and she can turn into a mouse. I've loved their humor. I am so looking forward to this one. Usually I hate just faces on covers, but they make it work. They know what they're doing. I think the text on the covers is really what makes it. The ones on here say, "Long live the Queen," not as quiet as a mouse, and there's something about Mary. Can't wait to get to this one and hoping to pick it up very soon. And then the 9th and final book that I have here is The Box in the Woods by Maureen Johnson. This is a companion novel to the Truly Devious series. So in this book, we feature Stevie, Janelle, and Nate as they are camp counselors. Of course, there are some mysterious things that go on, and they have to solve the mystery. I'm looking forward to this. I love these characters, and I can't wait for more of them. The purple is definitely calling to me, hoping this book will be just as good as the series. So those are all the books that I was given for Christmas. I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who got me these books, and I'd love to know if you got any books or if you read any of these. Let me know what you thought of them. So let me know down in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to share the love. I'll see you next time. Bye!